I think cryptocurrency, we're still in that really new stage, right? Where a lot of people, they're interested, they want to learn, they want to understand. And hopefully, as more people come into the space, we will see cryptocurrency mature and become more and more active, right, amongst many different communities.
Welcome to the iSearch podcast. Today we have Ross Stephenson, the Community and Education Lead of Luno Malaysia on the show. So Luno is a leading global cryptocurrency company in more than 40 countries, and they have over 10 million customers worldwide. So today I'll be discussing with Ross on investing in crypto as a beginner and the 5 things that you need to know before investing. So welcome to the show, Ross.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you so much, Benjamin. It's always such a joy to share to more people about cryptocurrency and help them increase their awareness and knowledge. And as Benjamin mentioned, yes, indeed, my name is Ross, and my hair, if you can see on the video on YouTube, is 100% original.
Okay, great. So for beginners who is interested to invest in crypto, they have not invested in any crypto before, like what are some things that they should know before they start investing?
It's a very good question, Benjamin. Something that I also get quite a lot. I think if I had to give a framework, right, a very simple, I want you to imagine like a pyramid, right, a pyramid structure. And the bottom of the pyramid is the most important, right? What's the most important? It's not actually your investments first. It's your active income. So the first thing that you must have as an investor is first having an active income. Above that, the next level of the pyramid should be something like your insurance, your medical insurance, because you never know when something might happen. So you should always have insurance. Above that should be one more step, which is the emergency savings, right? Always put aside some money in case of a rainy day. You never know when the next COVID might come. And right at the top, finally, you come to investment. So I think a lot of people, especially beginners, they listen to about all these investment gurus and all investment advice and all that, then they jump straight into investment. But they forget about the first fundamental steps, which is number 1, active income, and then have some insurance, and then emergency savings, at least some, and then finally you can consider investment. Because then when you invest, you're not so emotionally affected, right, by the whole investment market.
Because I think like with crypto, everyone is like thinking, oh, if I invest, then I can get rich quick, so I don't even need my active income or emergency income anymore. Okay.
Precisely,
I think what you put is very true, is to really have an active income and emergency savings, then only the remaining only you put into crypto and not like your whole life savings or 50% of your life savings put into crypto.
Yeah, so I mean a general golden rule of advice, right, in the world of investing is to never put all your eggs in one basket. See, crypto is great. I enjoy crypto. I invest regularly in crypto. But that's not where all my money is, right? I have a little bit of money in my EPF. I make sure I put some in maybe some robo-advisors or other places as well. So always, if you're ever in doubt, please consult a licensed financial planner. I actually paid to go for a licensed financial planning session so that I would have a clear view and structure for my finances. At Luno, we provide a safe and secure way for Malaysians to buy, sell, trade, and invest in cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and others, but we're not financial advisors, right? So if you need financial advice, you're not sure how to structure, please consult a licensed professional. Yeah.
Okay, Ken. So with over thousands of crypto in the market, like which are the crypto that beginners should like place their focus on and more research on this type of crypto, because there's like so many cryptos to check out?
Sure, definitely. There's a lot of cryptos out there, like you mentioned, thousands, right? I don't even know how many, right? There are new ones being created every day, every week. But of course, some are definitely more useful than others. I think similar to the stock market, right? People always say, oh, there are blue chip stocks, all these big companies and the very strong companies. They're usually very well established. They have many years of good reputation and they've been in the market for some time, right? Crypto has some similarities to this, right? So we also have quote unquote some blue chip cryptos, right? A good example would be something like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Usually for beginners, we always try to teach them first starting with Bitcoin because it is the first, the biggest, and the most popular cryptocurrency today, right? Bitcoin. So if you can understand that and you can start there, then it becomes a lot easier to understand all the rest, right? Because they're all based off a similar concept that Bitcoin started, right? And so I would tell any beginner, start with Bitcoin, right? And the simplest way to define Bitcoin is just 3 words. Just remember these 3 words: digital, decentralized, currency. So digital, anything that's online, it's digital. Bitcoin is fully online. There's no physical Bitcoin. Decentralized because no company, no government, no organization singularly controls it, right? Bitcoin can be a part of anyone, or rather anyone can be a part of Bitcoin. As long as you have an internet connection, you can connect to the Bitcoin network, right? And the last one, currency. Bitcoin was originally created. You can transfer between people. Sometimes even today, people use it to pay for goods and services. Not that much in Malaysia, but it does happen. And nowadays, people treat Bitcoin as sort of like a long-term investment, right? So start with Bitcoin, and you must be careful because in crypto, like you said, thousands of cryptos, there are some cryptos like meme coins, right? Or just random coins people create. Just be careful of those because sometimes they can be very volatile. One day they shoot up 1,000, the other day they drop 10,000, right? You never know what might happen, right? So stick with the biggest one first, which is Bitcoin. And if you want to diversify a bit, the second biggest is also pretty good. It's like, it's called Ethereum. And Ethereum takes Bitcoin one step further. So if Bitcoin, we just used to transfer from this place to this place, my wallet to your wallet. Ethereum takes it one step further. You can transfer and you can also develop applications on it, right? We call them decentralized apps. So it's like your phone, right? Everybody's got a phone. You've got your iOS, your Android. You can build apps on it, right? So Ethereum is like that. It's like a platform. You can build decentralized apps. And so that makes it very useful, very exciting. And so I always tell beginners, right, to answer your question again, start with Bitcoin, go to Ethereum. Once you've understood these two, you understand most of the cryptos out there because they're all based on a similar concept.
Yeah, right. I think, of course, from investment perspective, it's better to like invest in the blue chip. So Bitcoin, Ethereum should be like safer and like not as volatile as, say, like what you say just now, the meme coins.
Yeah, they're safer in the sense that they are longer established in the market, right? They've been around for many years. A lot of people use them. Of course, I will always put this disclaimer. We can never guarantee, right, what's going to happen tomorrow. Who knows what might happen 10 years from now? Maybe a Bitcoin 2.0 might appear. But for the time being, Bitcoin and Ethereum are still the two biggest cryptos in the market. Yeah.
How many years have Bitcoin been around?
Oh, Bitcoin was invented in 2009. So it was the first and the most popular. It's been around for quite some time.
Yeah, more than
and
10
Ethereum
years
was a few years after that. Yeah, definitely that. And Ethereum came a little bit after that. And thousands of cryptos after that, right? So it's just so many that I can't even keep track. Yeah.
Yeah. I think one thing that's interesting about Bitcoin is that they say that there's only like 21 million Bitcoin, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
so
it's
Bitcoin
like,
in the code, when Bitcoin was created, the creator Satoshi Nakamoto is just an anonymous name, right? We don't know who he is really. He hard coded this sort of like a law, right? That only 21 million Bitcoins will ever be created, right? This is to act as a anti-inflationary mechanism.
Yeah. And also you say that there's some transaction with Bitcoin in overseas. Like I think we heard like Tesla or some other companies in US is already starting to accept Bitcoin. And the interesting thing is that since there's only 21 million Bitcoin, you cannot print more Bitcoin because it's like, for example, like US dollars. You can always print US dollar, and when you print more US dollar than your existing US dollar, even though it never decreased, but in a way, it's like it really decreased already. Your spending power is like lesser and whatnot. So I think that's the power of Bitcoin, that there's only 21 million and you can start to transact between companies and users.
Yep, absolutely right. However, I will say this, in Malaysia, we don't really see Bitcoin being used as a currency. Currently in Malaysia, most Bitcoin users tend to be using it for trading or investing for the long term, like myself as well. However, I have actually used it to buy stuff. So I bought tickets to events. I've bought some products with it. A few places in Malaysia do accept crypto. You mentioned Tesla. Tesla, I think, they wanted to explore using Bitcoin. And then other companies as well, they're exploring using Bitcoin as well. So it's slowly beginning, right? More and more people are open to the idea of accepting cryptocurrency as a form of payment. And this is just the beginning of, the future. Who knows what comes next?
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. But also one caveat, because given like the volatile nature of crypto prices, how should people overcome like these highs and lows as a crypto investor? Like how should they mentally prepare for this?
Excellent question, and we got this a lot recently with the market downtrend that was happening, and people were wondering, and they were very affected by it. And so I was actually conducting some webinars or inviting a guest speaker to help teach us about how to have a strategy and stick to it. Right? At Luno, we always want our investors to have a clear strategy, to not let the market affect you emotionally because you have a strategy. So for example, especially for beginners, two simple strategies that you can consider. The first one is to HODL, HODL, which stands for hold on for dear life, right? It's not a misspelling, it's actually, that's what it stands for, HODL. HODL is the simplest of all strategies. It just means you buy and you ignore everything else. The market go down, the market go up, you just hold it, you don't sell it, right? Or they say you HODL it, right? You HODL. So that is a simple strategy. It doesn't require any thinking, thought process. You just buy and hold for the long term. DCA is the second one, which stands for dollar cost averaging. This is something that I personally use. It's where you buy small amounts of crypto over a long period of time in regular intervals. For example, let's say every month you get your salary and you put 100 ringgit from your salary every month, you buy into Bitcoin or Ethereum, right? So in fact, in the Luno app, you can automatically do this, right? There's a DCA option. You automatically buy every month, 100 ringgit, 100 ringgit, 100 ringgit. Doesn't matter what the price is. You don't care what the price is. So the reason why this is good for beginners is because you ignore anything that's happening in the market. The market go up, go down. People are, oh my God, what's happening? But you are just calm. You're just at peace with yourself and the universe. Why? Because it doesn't matter to you what the price is. You've already got a strategy. So this is something I highly recommend. Even personally, I use this. I know one Luno user, true story. Every day he DCA 1 ringgit in all the crypto offered in Luno. Every day, 1 ringgit Bitcoin, 1 ringgit XRP, 1 ringgit Ethereum, 1 ringgit Bitcoin Cash. And at Luno, you can buy Bitcoin for as low as 1 ringgit, right? So that's something we offer to our Malaysian customers. Something that this user actually uses every day, and it's very inspiring. So, and I just want to end with this. The reason why a strategy is important is because I don't want people to get overwhelmed by the crypto market, right? There's so many things happening. It's very volatile. It can really affect you mentally and emotionally. Guess what? There are other important things in this world, like your family, your friends, go out and exercise. Every day I try to take my dog for a walk just so I can see the sky. Otherwise, I'm just looking at the market. I never look at the sky, So, I highly recommend you have a clear strategy to help remove your emotions so that you're not affected by the highs and lows in the crypto market.
Okay, so there's two strategies to recap. One is HODL, hold on for dear life, and one is
hold
DCA.
On for dear life.
Yeah.
DCA.
So for the first one, right? Let's say we look at history, So if you had bought Bitcoin in 10 years ago, let's say 2012, and you hold until now, 2022, 10 years later, very high chance that you could be a millionaire already, right?
Oh man, I wish I had bought earlier, Now that I think about it, right? I always regret not buying earlier. Again, I don't want people to get carried with the way that you can suddenly become a millionaire, right, in a few years. It could happen, right? If you were one of those lucky few who was holding Bitcoin from earlier until now, fantastic. Great for you. Good job. But nowadays, of course, the market is a little bit more mature. It may take, a longer time to see those returns, and I completely understand. I've been investing in Bitcoin for about 2 years plus, and I just buy for the long term because I bought it for 10 years down the road. Not for 1 year, not for 2 years, but for 10 years. So that's how I look at it.
The mindset shift should be like this investment is a long-term investment. It should be like a 10 years investment or even like a 5 years investment instead of a 5 months investment and like flip and then you suddenly become a millionaire. And I think that's not realistic. Okay.
Yep, I completely agree. Yeah.
Yep. So the next strategy that you mentioned is the DCA dollar cost average. So okay, let's say example, if I'm willing to put 400 ringgit per month to buy say Bitcoin Ethereum. Should I buy on, let's say, the 30th of each month, 400 ringgit? Or should I buy like every week, 100 ringgit, 100 ringgit, 100 ringgit? Which one do you think is better?
Honestly, to be very honest with you, I don't think the date that you purchase really makes a huge difference. Especially because DCA doesn't really care about the exact date and time, right? So should you buy in the morning, the evening, the night? Should you buy on the first day of the month, the last day of the month? It doesn't really matter. You buy whenever you're comfortable buying. I would recommend this. If you receive your salary, let's say at the end of the month or middle of the month, once you have paid off all your expenses, you've done your insurance, your active income, your expenses all done, then after that, the extra, then you can invest, whatever day that is, right? DCA method specifically, it cares more about the fact that you are doing it regularly over a long period of time, right? Whether it's the last day of the month or first day of the month, doesn't matter after 5 years, 10 years, right? It doesn't make much of a difference because your focus is long term. Yeah, you cannot DCA for 1 month. No, you must do it for at least several years. Then you see the rewards come in the long term.
But I'm just thinking like investing one off per month means one time, or investing like per month 4 times, spread it out like weekly, so that because the prices may go up and go down and whatnot.
That's a good question. So let's say if you have 400, you can do it 100 every week for 4 weeks in a month. That's perfectly fine. The more you DCA, it's like you're smoothing out the graph, right? Because sometimes the market goes up, down, up, down, up, down. So if you buy, you might buy at the top, then suddenly the next day you buy and it drops, right? But if you buy in smaller amounts, like that, you're smoothing out the graph, so it goes slowly like that. Yeah, that's DCA for the long term. Again, it's up to you, right? Some people, they don't want the trouble of, I have to buy 4 times. Very fun. Instead, they just buy one lump sum again. So there have been many articles I've seen online, and people have done analysis, and they said that DCA is still, generally speaking, one of the best ways especially for beginning investors, to beat the market, right? The market volatility. Of course, if you are the kind of person who is very busy and you don't have time to think about it, you just want to lump sum go inside, again, it's up to you, right? It's up to you and your own risk profile. So it's your money. You take a responsibility to choose your strategy and stick to it for the next few years. Yeah.
Yeah, the keyword that you mentioned, the next few years.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So what are your thoughts on the current bear market? Because we hear like a lot of crypto company collapse and whatnot, and the crypto prices has been going down a lot. Is it like a good timing to enter currently? As of August 2022.
People always ask me this question, Benjamin. Is it a good time to buy Bitcoin? Is it a good time? My answer is always this. The best time to buy Bitcoin is when you are ready. It's not about the market. You see, when you think about it, the market has been here yesterday. The market will be here tomorrow. The market will always be here. But you need to decide when you are ready. The market is there for you. But are you prepared? Like I said, the pyramid earlier, right? Do you have an active income? Let's say, yes, you got. Do you have your insurance? Yes, you have it. Do you have your emergency savings? Yes, you have it. Guess what? You're ready to invest. Right now, you can put a portion of your funds into cryptocurrency. Now, I also want to point this out to our listeners, right? There was a time in cryptocurrencies past, right? I think around the year 2017, 18, like that, when Bitcoin price 20K was considered the highest ever price for Bitcoin, 20,000 US dollars, right? Today, 20,000 is considered a bear market, right? So it is all just relative. It is really, honestly, if we rewind the clock and go back in time in a time machine to 2017, and we see 20,000, we will think, wow, that is the most expensive I have ever seen Bitcoin. So expensive, I'll never buy. And then a few years later, it went all the way up to 60,000 and more than 60,000. And then it went down again to 20,000. Every market in the world, right, whether it's stock market, forex market, crypto market, it goes through cycles, right? It goes through cycles. Where in a downtrend cycle, there is nothing to be too surprised about. It can happen anytime. And then one day, once more and more people learn about crypto and come into the market, we will probably see an uptrend cycle again, right? Again, it goes in ups and downs, So again, you shouldn't be too surprised. Why? Because you should have a strategy. DCA strategy, for example, doesn't care whether it's a bull market or a bear market. People with DCA like myself, I've been buying Bitcoin regularly from past 2 years until now. It doesn't matter to me whether the market is up or down. What matters is to me is that I stick to my strategy. And very important last point, Benjamin, I just want to add this up. A lot of people, especially online, because crypto is a very hyped up asset, you may come across YouTube videos or articles saying that, Bitcoin is going to the moon, or Bitcoin 100,000, Even when I first started, wow, you see all of this incredible news, right? And then suddenly you see the market suddenly goes into a downtrend. So never ever simply trust anybody's prediction, right? Human beings cannot predict the future. If I can predict the future, I'm God, right? But I'm not God, I'm just Ross, the community and education lead for Luno, right? So whenever someone says that, oh, I know 100% this is going to go here, you must be very careful, right? Because nobody can predict the future. Don't get emotionally affected by them. Have a plan, stick to your plan, right? And the most important is have your pyramid, right? Of the different things and the different levels that you must ensure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfectly good advice. So the next one is we often hear news of people losing money from like various crypto scams, right? So
Yep.
How can people avoid this?
Sure. So crypto scams are everywhere, not just crypto, but there are scams everywhere. There are always people, unfortunately, who are there to steal your money, right? Because it's valuable. And they want to steal your crypto too, because crypto is valuable. The best way to avoid scams is constant vigilance, right? What does that mean? You must always be aware what is happening. What are you clicking on? I think a lot of us, we take for granted, right, the power in our telephone, right? Everything's on telephone, our banking application, all our stuff is there, our personal information. We just press buttons without thinking, right? The next time you press something, please think, am I pressing something that is correct or could be a scam? Some of the things, for example, at Luno, what we want to educate people when it comes to their crypto wallets, things like this, right? Firstly, your email and your password. Never give it to other people. Don't share it out. And for Malaysians who are listening, I know many of us, we use passwords like ABC, 123, hello, AB, right? So, my goodness, please don't do that. I used to do that, right? And I highly recommend you use something like a password manager, right? There are many that you can pay for. Don't use anything that's free. Please pay for a good quality one. Password manager, if you really cannot remember your password, make it complicated, right? Use one word, some numbers, a symbol, so that it's harder for people to guess, right? That's most important, right? Secondly, you want to make sure you have something called 2FA. So you know when you do a banking transaction, you will get an SMS, right, with a 6-digit code, and only with that 6-digit you can continue with the banking transaction or credit card or whatever it is. Similarly, in Luno, when you log in to your Luno account, you activate 2FA, you will need to give a 6-digit code, right? So 2FA stands for two-factor authentication. It's very important because it adds a layer of security to all your crypto accounts, right? Last but not the least, whenever you finish using your Luno app or whatever crypto or banking apps, always log out, right? Always log out so that if someone steals your phone, they cannot easily log in, right? It's not so easy. You want to make it harder for them. And the last tip that I can give for people listening, especially crypto audiences, in Luno, we offer something called a lock, right? So you can actually lock your crypto cents for 24 hours. So for example, if I lock my crypto cents, that means even if someone steals my phone, steals my password, steals my 2FA, they can't send the crypto out, they have to wait 24 hours. So I have 24 hours to contact Luno customer support and say, excuse me, Luno, someone has hacked my account. Please help me to secure my account. And Luno customer service will lock your account and secure it. True story. This actually happened last week, right? There was an uncle, his phone got stolen and the hacker tried to access his account. They reached out to Luno customer service. They asked for help. We responded as quickly as possible, locked the account, and guess what? The scammer was not able to steal a single cent. Because we were able to, lock the account and protect it, right? Why? Because that person's account, the uncle's account, was disabled crypto cents. So the hacker they want to steal also cannot steal, So these are some of the things that I think, Benjamin, a lot of people, they take for granted, right? We use these things for granted. Only suddenly when something goes wrong, you're like, oh no, why didn't I do that? So don't take that risk. It's just like, I always give people this example. In Malaysia, we got the police, right? The police protects us by, keeping the law and order in the country. But does that mean that your house gate, you leave it open? You just open your gate like that? No, right? You close your gate, you lock your gate, you buy a good quality lock and everything to keep your family and yourself safe. Same with crypto. Yes, Luno is here, Bank Negara, Securities Commission. We will do our best to keep the environment safe. But your responsibility is over your personal account. You keep it safe. Don't share your email. Use a strong password. 2FA, right? Disable your crypto cents. These are all the different gates that you can use to protect yourself from harm. So that's what I would highly recommend. And again, if you see any suspicious activity, if you accidentally click on something, straight away go to the Luno Help Center and get the help from our customer service. In fact, we have a live chat. You can go to the help icon in your app. You can chat with us live, right? So immediately you will get a response in a few seconds, if not a few minutes. Yeah.
And the live chat, is it like 24/7 or is it like there's a working hour time?
Yeah, we're working on getting 24/7. So anytime that you chat, there'll always be someone available to chat with you as well. Just go to the help icon in your Luno app under profile and then help, and then you'll be able to find a chat with us option there. Yeah.
Okay. Ken, so we are almost at the end of the podcast. So before we go, like, what are your predictions of crypto in general?
Okay, good question. People also ask me this quite a lot, what's coming next, right? Like I said earlier, Benjamin, I'm always very careful when I answer this because I cannot predict the future. I'm just human. But I will say what we can do is where we can evaluate what's happening in the market today. So first things first, crypto is currently going through a downtrend. I think we all know that, right? However, that being said, I still see a lot of people building in the crypto space, right? There are a lot of companies coming up. There's a lot of funding still coming into the crypto space. And I personally believe if you're really good at building something in a bear market, then you will be ready for the bull market, right? In the bull market, everybody's so hyped up and so excited. In the bear market, if you can still keep building, if you can still maintain, then you're really showing how resilient you are. And I can still see this happening. Take Luno, for example. We are still operating 24/7, right? As per usual in a bear market. There are some companies, they are suffering because they were not prepared, I think. Suddenly the bear market was here and they're going through some difficulties. And it is tough on the whole industry. But thankfully at Luno, we're in a strong financial position and we are able to weather this current bear market. And we're going to keep going strong because we want to provide all Malaysians a safe and secure way to invest in cryptocurrency. I also want to give you this analogy, right? Think of cryptocurrency like the beginning of the internet, right? When the internet first started, it was all dial-up, stream mix, all these funny sounds, right? Yeah, it was very slow. It was, the web pages were HTML, very simple stuff. And today, look at what we have. We've got Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, dancing, music, audio, podcasts, right? At the beginning of the internet, where got such things, right? So I think cryptocurrency, we're still in that really new stage, right? Where a lot of people that are interested, they want to learn, they want to understand. And hopefully as more people come into the space, we will see cryptocurrency mature and become more and more active, right? Amongst many different communities. The last thing that I can say is that we are also seeing a lot more regulation, right? Around the world. Now, regulation is a good thing because it allows people more safety, more security, right? Take Luno, for example. We got our license. We're the first crypto platform to get licensed in Malaysia by the Securities Commission. In fact, the Sharia Advisory Council under the Securities Commission also made a statement saying that Muslims, right, if you're interested to invest in crypto, guess what? All the crypto listed on Luno is Sharia permissible, right? I will say harus di bawah akta Sharia. So that's really good, right? Because now, if you're a Muslim or you're a Malaysian citizen, SC has said Luno is safe and regulated. You can use it. The Sharia Advisory Council said yes, it's permissible. So it allows people easier access, right, when it comes to investing. So regulations are definitely improving in the space. We see more and more regulators more interested in how they can regulate crypto to make it safer for the mass market. So these are just some of the trends, right, that we see moving forward. Again, you never know what might happen tomorrow or 10 years down the road. I would say it's a very exciting space to be in, right? Luno is very excited to see where crypto is going to go, and we're always going to be here to provide all Malaysians access to the world of crypto and put the power of crypto into all your hands.
Okay, great. So to wrap up, is there anything else that you would like to share with the audience before we go?
Sure. We're very excited to say that Luno has just launched Bahasa Melayu on our app, right? So previously Luno, we are all in English, and now we want to really localize and cater to the local market. So we have translated the whole Luno app into BM, right? This is to allow more easier access, right? By using our national language to cater to more Malaysians, right? Other than that, I'm also working on something called Luno Academy. It's kind of like a video masterclass where we will be bringing our Luno users through an educational journey to teach them the basics of what is Bitcoin and, what is money, how do they get started at Luno, right? So that will be launching later this year. I've also developed a crypto education bot. I think it's the first education bot for crypto in Malaysia. It's under Luno as well. And there is a quiz in the bot. If you score a high score of more than 80%, you can get some free Bitcoin every month. I can give you the bot link later, and perhaps you can link it on for your followers in the description or something, then they can check it out as well. So again, Luno is always here. We're always here, and we're always ready to put the power of crypto into the hands of all Malaysians. We're also here to listen to your feedback, right? So Luno, we've got a very active Facebook community group. I will give you the link later. You can please come and join us. It's called, it's available on Facebook. It's a private group, so you have to request to join, answer a few questions, and once the moderators approve you, I organize games, competitions. Just 2 days ago, we had a Luno community hiking. We went to Bukit Gasing in PJ. There was a bunch of us. We even had someone from PDRM join us. Yeah, it was really interesting. And we want to not only make you financially fit, but physically fit as well. And so please join our community, be part of the Luno family, and join us for our events, both online and offline. And I guarantee you'll have a very exciting time in crypto. Yeah.
Okay, I think one thing very interesting just now you say, you can study and learn about Bitcoin, and if you score more than 80%, you get free Bitcoin.
Yes, that's right. So that's for we want to incentivize learning. We want to encourage people to learn more. So we give some rewards here and there.
Okay, definitely I will share the link down below. So thanks Ross for coming onto the show. Check out Luno down below, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Benjamin.